Hi, my name is Selena, and this is going to be my April book haul, part 2. I did most of the books that I got from the Poughkeepsie Library book sale in my part 1 video. I do have one more that I forgot to show you guys in my last video from that book sale, but then the rest of the books I'm going to show are books that I got from Barnes & Noble, used bookstores, and just random picking up of books. So, yay! First up is a bargain book I got at Barnes & Noble, and it is Walkable Watching Downton Abbey by Wendy Wax, and this reminded me of my friend Gloria. She introduced me to Downton Abbey, and she is a big advocate for me continuing in the series. Now, I loved it until about season 2 or 3, and then they started killing off characters and things happened that I just couldn't deal with, so I stopped watching it. But we would have fun watching and talking about Downton Abbey, so I bought this book in memory of my friend who moved away. So, yay. Not yay, but yay for the book. I miss my friend Gloria. Anyway, next I got Crossroads by William Paul Young. He is the author of The Shack, which is nicely put there, just in case if you didn't know, which was like a big, huge, mega bestseller thing. This leans more toward like Christian inspiration, Christian fantasy, and it reminds me, at least the synopsis on the back reminds me a little bit of Robin Williams' movie What Dreams May Come, so I'm hoping that I like it, but again, I got some bargains, so I figured I'd take a chance on this book. Then at Barnes & Noble, not on bargain, I got this Hogwarts Library. I'm a bit of a latecomer to buying this, but it is so beautiful, and I'm so glad now that I have this to put on my shelf. And inside, are these 3 books. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them by Newt Scamander. Then there's The Tales of Beetle the Bard. And Quidditch Through the Ages. And the green one, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, is what was rumored to be made into a movie, and I believe the main character, Newt Scamander, is going to be played by Matt Smith, who played the 11th Doctor on Doctor Who. Yay! So hopefully that'll be good. I'm not sure if those rumors are true, if they've been confirmed or not, but I hope to hear more in the near future about this movie. Hopefully it'll be really, really good. Then from the Poughkeepsie Library book sale, the book that I forgot to show you is The Litany of the Long Sun, which is a bind-up of part 1 and 2 in this 4-book series by Gene Wolfe. This seems to have a medieval feel to it. It's a science fiction story, though, but it has a medieval kind of feel to it. The world building and theologies and philosophies seem to kind of harken back to that time, which is a huge interest for me because I studied medieval lit at university, and so I'm really excited. I've never read anything by Gene Wolfe, but from the little back synopsis that I got and from just looking him up on Goodreads, he seems to be a pretty well-loved writer, so I am happy to have this copy, and it's really pretty. I mean, you've heard me say this before. I adore when the people who design the covers of these books take into consideration that books are more than just literature. It can be art as well. So, yay. Speaking of books as art, I picked up this lovely edition of IQ 84 by, I'm always going to say it wrong, Haruki Murakami. Anyway, and it comes in this clear case, and then the books are just beautifully designed with the number on them, because yay for numbers. And I'm glad that they're broken up into smaller parts, because this is a rather large book, but I hear that the story is somewhat captivating, although I've been hearing mixed reviews about this book. But I figured I'll give it a try, and I got this at a used bookstore, so the price was very reasonable, and I'm excited to get started with this. Then at the same used bookstore, I picked up Shadow and Bone by Lee Bardogue. I'm sorry if I'm saying it incorrectly. I'm not interested in reading this book, but I'm interested because I've heard a lot of people on BookTube talking about the book, if that makes sense. So I basically picked it up because of other people's reviews of this book, and I thought maybe I'll give it a try, see if I like it. Also, it takes place in Russia, and I don't have many books that take place in Russia other than like Tolstoy and Dostoevsky that I have on my shelf. So that seems interesting. Oh, I have that Laini Taylor book 1, and was it Daughter of Smoke and Bones? I think that takes place in Russia. Anyway, Russia. Then I picked up at the same bookstore The Sweetness at the Bottom of the Pie by Alan Bradley. This is a mystery story about a young girl who solves a mystery or gets caught up in some sort of murder mystery. I'm not quite sure really about the plot. I think they're turning this into a movie. I know book 2 is out. My book has a little bit of damage, but I figure for a bargain price I can deal with that. And I like that it doesn't have a dust jacket. This is the actual like cover of the book, which is good. I like the art on dust jackets, but sometimes reading it can be cumbersome. I usually take the dust jacket off and leave it on my shelf while I'm carrying the book around. Anyway, but I like this, that it's right on the hardcover. Then at the high school library, they were just kind of unhauling and getting rid of books. And I picked up this. It's book 2 in the Incarnations of Immortality by Piers Anthony. It's called Bearing an Hourglass. And I did get book 1, which is Pale Horse, I believe. My friend Ryan has that now. I got that at the Poughkeepsie Library book sale. So once he is done with that, then he'll give it to me, and then I'll give him this one. And we'll just kind of swap. So yeah, this is a series that follows people who become these kind of immortal mythic figures. Pale Horse is, I believe, about death, and in this one, the character in this become Father Time. And I believe they're kind of like stories that are interwoven and linked, that certain characters from these books reappear in other books in this series, and there's like interrelationships and family lines and whatnot. I looked this up on Wikipedia, and that's what it told me. So I like that, and I think I'm gonna have fun with this series. Anyway, Piers Anthony is like this prolific writer that I've never heard of until very recently, but I'm glad I did. And from the used bookstore, I picked up The Magicians by Lev Grossman. I'm more interested in reading this because of the mixed reviews that I've been hearing from this series. People really like it or they really hate it. And I kind of like that in a book. You know, there's no middle ground. So I'm going to have to take a stand on which side I fall by reading The Magicians. One thing that I did notice is that it was compared to like Harry Potter, which anytime you have a story about a boy, magic, school, bam, they always stamp Harry Potter on the back. But I've heard some people, booktubers and reviewers that I generally listen to and agree with their opinions, they liken this more to Narnia, and that's something that I'm interested in. Like in the first book haul I told you, I am a huge C.S. Lewis fan. So if this is kind of like an homage to, you know, a C.S. Lewis style fantasy and C.S. Lewis style storytelling, then I think I'm going to really like this series. I know all books are stories within and of themselves, but I'm more talking about how they make you feel and the places that they take you to while reading. Not that it's a rip-off. I don't think that Lev Grossman is ripping off of C.S. Lewis, but there is a feel that you get when you read Lewis's writing, and I'm hoping that Lev Grossman is kind of paying homage to that type of storytelling. Then I got 3 books from a coworker of my dad's. They're Mary Higgins Clark's books. I'm not a huge mystery reader, but this person has been lending me or giving me a whole lot of books, and so I think I'm going to have to dedicate some time this summer to getting through some of these mystery books just to see if I like them. They're not huge. This one is Pretend You Don't See Her, I'll Be Seeing You, and Before I Say Goodbye. So thank you for giving me these books. Hopefully I will read them soon. And the last two books that I'm going to show you are the first two books in the Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan. Now, these are also series that my friend Ryan is in love with, I feel, and wants me to read. I want to read it because Brandon Sanderson finished the series, and I love Brandon Sanderson. I just think he is a great writer, and he is a good writing instructor too. If you haven't watched his lectures that he gives at BYU, I would say go and do it. This is the second one, and this is the first one. And I also got these books because they're just, again, beautifully illustrated. This is inside the front cover flap. So this is just awesome. And the second book, similarly, is illustrated inside the front cover. So these are just beautiful. The first one in the Wheel of Time series is called The Eye of the World, and the second one, The Great Hunt. So again, these are like epic fantasies. I think they're like 12 books in all. I'm not sure how many, but at least I have the first two if I want to get started with any of them. That is my book haul, and that's it. These are all the books that I got in April. You will not see a part 3 because now May is upon us, and I can go now shopping for my May book haul. Thanks for watching. Bye.